Nothing's changed. All right. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to tonight's Zelda II Adventures of Link's MaxRando tournament race. Tonight we've got traiLZ versus Thirwolf in an exciting race here tonight. My name is The Shades, and joining me is my co-commentator, OPT Lawyer. OPT, how are we doing tonight?
I'm absolutely great for a guy who's still recovering from the flu. How you doing, Shades?
Doing fantastic. This was my first Zelda II Randomizer here tonight, and I've heard the chaos this tournament can bring. I can only imagine what we can expect here tonight.
Oh, if you haven't been exposed to the randomness that is the Zelda II Randomizer, you are in for a delicious night, sir.
So I've heard, and this is not just any randomizer. Most of the time you'd ask, what's randomized in this game? Well, tonight the question would be, what isn't randomized in this game?
I have a good answer for that, because I made this answer yesterday. So, what isn't randomized in this version of the game? So, when you press left, you go left. When you press right, you go right. When you hit the attack button, you swing your sword. When you duck, and that's about it. Everything else is kind of randomized. So let's get into what is random. The map will be completely randomized by the time we walk out of the North Palace, I think it's called, the starting place. When we walk out of there, the map will be entirely randomized. The palaces. There will be 3 palaces on the west. There will be 3 palaces on the eastern continent, including one in Death Valley, and then 1 palace on Maze Island. And then, which palace they are, completely random. You may run into Grand Palace right away. You may have Grand Palace on Maze Island. Don't know. The towns will be on their proper continents. I guess we haven't been able to mix that one up, thank goodness. But, so that isn't going to be random. Where they are at is completely random. Death Mountain will be an absolute, utter mess of caves with no logical direction through any of them, but it will be fun to watch. Enemies. Completely random. We have big and small randomized enemies on. So, you could run into, an encounter where you're supposed to run into one of those little blue bots. Could entirely be, you know, some big Daria thing that is going to crush your soul in one hit. Other things that are randomized specifically for this Max Random tournament, the number of gems that we have to place could be anywhere between 0 and 6. That means we could immediately have access to Great Palace, and we might have to place all 6 gems or anything in between. Don't know.
But also mention that all of what items you start with are randomized. Yes. What item locations, where the items are located at, what spells you have are randomized.
So we have a 25% chance on each item that isn't one of the spell items. Like the spell items are your trophy, your medicine, and the child. You can't start with
hold that
those.
thought for just a second, because ladies and gentlemen, we are getting the signal at this time. So,
Uh-oh.
ladies and gentlemen of Hyrule, I have one question for you at this time. Are you ready for some rando?
Here we go. Absolutely. So, even Thunderbird may not be required. We don't know.
Oh, good God! They're starting out with one life, no spells, but we got Wrap, Boots, Hammer, and Any Key starting right up the gate. And oh, good God, we're starting out a swamp.
And we have one heart container. We have one heart container.
And already we got our first death for Thirwolf.
Oh dear. So enemy HP is randomized. Also, the amount of experience you need to level up is randomized. Ouch. How effective each level up is also randomized. That means you could level up like health or attack or magic and it may not do anything, or it may be really, really good. Don't know. traiLZ has found Trophy Cave. There will be an item in here. Now, along with most of the items, you will find 500-point bags. There are 3 of them throughout the game naturally. And, oh, we got a magic container. Okay, well, that's nice.
Ooh, got a good amount of magic out of that. They got a full magic bar up there, so that's going to help.
Yep. But the point bags also replace items that you already have or items that were removed from the game. In this case, heart containers. Normally, you have a maximum of 8 heart containers. Starting with 1, you might think, well, there must be 7 of them throughout the world. That would not be correct. There's a random amount of maximum heart containers here. We don't know how many that's going to be. Thirwolf found the entrance to Death Mountain and has decided to leave.
Good option there.
traiLZ has found Rauru, which has a free spell in it. I say free spell because you don't have to do anything to get it except talk to this nice lady here.
Yep. So let's see what spell we get starting off here as Thirwolf takes another death and a game over.
Don't send me back home. What are we getting? Thunder!
Woohoo! Thunder right at the gate! What a find!
So we started with the Thunder spell, basically. Okay. You might notice that is a little high on the amount of magic you need to cast it. Ergo, we won't be able to cast it for a little bit. Each block of magic is 16 magic points. 5 of them is, I believe, 80? If I can do math properly. Yep. So if we get another magic container and or one magic level, we might be able to cast Thunder pretty early. Only 89 at level 1. It's not actually that bad for Thunder, I don't think.
I think that's at 98.
98. Yeah, that's what I meant. 98.
Grabs the mirror there.
Right. So this is Saria, the water town. Again, it's another mostly free spell. You just have to go find this lady's mirror, which is in an empty house, and then you'll get a spell.
We get our next spell, or what?
Reflect.
Ooh, but 99. Wow.
So just to give you an update, we've basically found two of the most required spells in the game in the first 2 towns.
That is insane.
So Reflect is only required to beat the boss of level 4, but you absolutely have to have it to beat the boss of level 4. Karok, I believe his name is. Nightcrawler, there is 4 gems on this one. And then Thunder, you need if Thunderbird is required. Something I was going to say earlier. Thunderbird may not be required. He's not set to be required by the flag set. However, he may be in your way to Dark Lake. If you find him in Great Palace, you may be able to, try to find a different way around him. Or you might have to just kill him. We don't know.
Indeed. And you got to feel bad for poor Thirwolf. He has barely been able to get out of the North Palace without getting a game over. These enemies just torturing him with Darias and Garias everywhere.
Yeah. So you got a Daria in, in a swamp encounter. That's just not cool.
Now, luckily, because they have the boots have been modified slightly to allow you to walk on pretty much any water tile in the game. And that is helpful.
Yes,
Especially because there might be areas that might be blocked off and you have to walk on the water to get around them. So
as long as it's within bounds of the map, you can absolutely walk on any water tile. And since we started with those boots, that's really nice. Honestly, we started with a lot of items that are going to help with map navigation. In fact, we got all of those. The only one we're missing is the flute, and that may not come into play because the River Devil is like... Very rarely does the River Devil actually matter. I say that having commentated the one weekly seed where it really mattered.
Of course, Trail's getting the first one to get a level up there, getting himself a health up and saving up for another one because he wants to get his health up as quickly as possible, given how low they're starting out.
Both their runners have life 2 now. Not having down stab is really not cool.
Yeah, the down stab is a very useful attack. If you've ever played Zelda 2, you would know this.
Oh, Thirwolf.
Just having no luck. Then again, Trail's not doing that much better, to be honest. Oh, wow! Didn't even get a chance to move and got insta-killed. That cave is just torturing him.
That's not nice, game.
J. Cobra in the chat. Trail's found the north and game over.
Right.
I got the feeling this is going to be a pretty long run here. I don't know about you.
Look at that encounter. There's birds everywhere and an alligator with an axe swinging at you. Or a crocodile, whatever that thing. I know what its real name is. But Thirwolf is, he's not going to go in that town. You have the hammer, so he goes into the cave blocked off by the hammer. That is the trophy cave. We saw that earlier. That's got the magic container.
Not really what he's hoping for, but next round magic will be helpful given the spells that we found so far.
That's true.
And look at that. One hit from these floating eyeballs, and look how much health is gone for Trails.
I missed what was in the grass spot. The Trail's checking. No, he hasn't yet. Okay.
Yeah, he's this now.
It's a 500 point beat. That's good, though. That. Yeah, he could use all of that XP right now.
Yep, he's got himself up to... But notice, his life is not going up.
No.
As if this seed wasn't torture enough. He cannot get his health up, even with 3 levels of life. We're looking at a painful seed here.
Yeah, we still got our 1 health container.
Yeah,
all right.
Ladies and gentlemen, I call Troll Seed.
Oh, we don't know yet, but, you know. So far, we're getting pretty used to seeing this opening part of the Western continent. Yeah, the life levels will help them survive in more than 1 hit at this point. We hope. Well, there's the raft spot. Yeah, see, Trails can actually take a few hits here now. And,
true, but still not helping. As he takes a death there.
Thirwolf gonna go pick up Thunder here. In case you're wondering, yes, the house part that you normally have to walk through has been removed by the Dev Dig Shake, which is awesome because no one wants to walk through an empty room for no reason.
Do not waste our time.
Exactly.
Oh, Trails tried to get around that tough enemy encounter. Unfortunately, it was gunning for him.
Yeah, those things tend to. So, actually thinking about, the encounters are randomized, which means whatever tile you're on isn't necessarily the tile. This when Trails is in the graveyard, he just got a neutral path encounter. I think the swamp is still the swamp. Yes, it is.
Trail's taking it very carefully here through the cave, relying on his shield to block a lot of those Octorok attacks. So now the question is, when is one of these gonna finally gonna progress and get onto something like an actual palace?
I don't even know. Like right now, they see the raft spot. They're not even looking for it, like towards it right now, because there's still a lot of things that can. We just found Spectacle Rock on Death Mountain, and it's got the cross. While you won't be sad to pick that up because that will make certain invisible enemies visible, probably not what traiLZ was kind of hoping for.
No, I think he's looking for a heart container at this point.
I would think, yeah, heart container would be a thing, but well, we found the back end of Zarya, and traiLZ has found, I think that's Medicine Cave.
Yep,
it is Medicine Cave, and he's going to come back to it later because he's almost dead. I think traiLZ is either found. Okay, that is definitely Heart Container Cave. I think.
It actually has that.
Yeah, and so this is the Vanilla Heart Container Cave. traiLZ is in. I think Thirwolf's in the same cave. Actually, that's the kid.
Oh, well, if we come across the town for that, we'll definitely be sure to turn that one in.
Darunia or Darunia.
Basically, yeah, that's a little inside info. For those of you who have played Ocarina of Time, many of the characters from Ocarina of Time were named after towns in this game. Zarya, yes. Darunia, Naburo. Very nice little Easter egg they threw in there.
Yeah. So we've found 4 of the items in here. Oh, Thirwolf and traiLZ are both in the Western P-Bag Cave, so let's see if something that isn't a P-Bag is here. traiLZ takes an unfortunate death and game overs. It's going to have to go back there.
Yeah, again, this seed is rough tonight. We are facing full-on troll seed here. Yeah, Thirwolf taking a death.
We're actually still clearing items out of these caves, though. I mean, so far we haven't run into too many, like, just straight up, oh, here's a P-Bag. But both of them take unfortunate deaths inside of whatever, P-Bag caves, so they're going to have to make their way back there.
Yeah, that's the trolliness of it, is that they have to go all the way back. And that's something the original Zelda 2 has done, that when you get a game over, unless you game over at the Great Palace, you have to start all the way back in the North Palace no matter where you are.
Yeah. In the randomizer here, at least we do allow you to restart in a palace, any palace, just like Great Palace. So in this, if you die inside, game over inside of a palace, you'll just start at the start of it. In fact, a lot of times what you'll see runners do is go into a palace and just up an A so they can refresh their lives.
Not a bad strategy. I think we'll be seeing our runners implement that quite a lot in this seed. Oh, he finally gets back to the cave, only to game over and immediately have to start over again.
Oh, poor traiLZ.
He's trying so hard. I feel for both these guys.
You know, the worst thing is, if they had down stab right here, this would be so much easier.
It would, but unfortunately, the goddesses have decided to torture them this day.
So let's see, traiLZ. I bet traiLZ is just gonna go back that way.
Oh, he's going for the raft spot.
No, he said, you know what? Let's just go check the. Oh my gosh, this one. At least we can walk on the water from here. Hey, here's a random cave.
Yeah, but he's not gonna check it out. He's gonna head down to this graveyard area here.
I mean, might as well just kind of get a layout of the land, whatnot. Especially if you can explore this much of it on water. My goodness, there's a palace.
Oh. And he's gonna check it out. Yep, he's gonna go for it.
Let's see what it is. That is Palace 1.
Ooh, that might actually be worth exploring.
No, traiLZ is gonna go in immediately because he can beat this place. He's got the magic key, which means he can't be key blocked. And since it's Palace 1, there are no other blocks in here. The other item that the runners are really gonna be looking for is the Power Glove. It's so incredibly unlikely that the Power Glove is not going to be required in some way, shape, or form that you really want to find it. Is it possible? Yes, I've seen it happen before. You found a 1-up. That is not a Power Glove.
Not a Power Glove, but hey, you know what? Considering how bad lives have been this season, I don't blame him for taking it.
Well, no, I mean, obviously you're going to take it because you've already walked that far, but You have a 1-up. Oh well.
Yeah, Ruble, I would say this. I would say, yeah, the Power Glove is the equivalent of the ladder from Zelda 1.
Right. Thirwolf is making yet another assault on P-Bag Cave. He still can't cast Thunder, which would be really helpful here he leaves.
He's cutting his losses. I don't blame him.
So we still haven't found the town of Mido, and we haven't found Ruto yet either, I don't think. Even if we did, we don't have the trophy to get the spell anyway, so... It's entirely possible some runner found it and just immediately left, but I haven't seen Mido. And again, without the Water of Life, or any way to get down stab right now, aka either jump or fairy.
Oh, Trail's gonna up A to reset because he knows he was close to death and running out of lives.
He may have actually hit a dead end, which is why he decided to just do that. It's faster to do that than go back. Because he had that extra life. He could have just used it, though.
Oh, and Yanni Man calling me out in the chat. Yeah, earlier I mentioned that the characters are named after the villages, but if you go by the timeline, technically the villages would be named after the characters. It's a little joke we made earlier based on something I said in my chat, but yeah. Gotta love those semantics, don't you?
Thirwood has actually found Darunia, and he's gonna go ahead and turn his kid in and get the whatever spell is out of here. He can't get upstab from here, but that's okay. traiLZ has made his way to the eastern side. He's gonna go check out this cave. I don't think Thirwolf finished level, or did traiLZ finish one? No, he didn't. He just like...
No, he did not. I didn't see him hit level 1 or hit the boss. So, all right,
well,
let's see what spell Thirwolf gets. Baku owes me 20 rupees.
Spell! We are getting these spells in gosh darn near reverse order. That's not true at all.
Now they're both in the same town. Where's our runners? Gotta be careful. We got invisible enemies in this particular set of encounters. Now trail's getting his spell.
Oh. So Thirwolf has found Maze Island. There are 2 items on here someplace. You have to... Oh my gosh, that's a blue... that's a blue lizard maces. So anyway, there are 2 items on here someplace. You have to walk around and find what tiles they're on. You will know you found one of them because you'll drop down instead of just entering in a planned encounter. And that is either Palace 3 or Palace 6.
We're not going to find out because he's not going to explore it.
No, it's impossible to tell directly from that screen. You'd have to go in and actually look at the rooms.
No, he wants to find those item locations. Nope, just an encounter spot, not what he's looking for. Where are those? Oh, there's one!
Yeah, well, what is it? Okay, that is the, that's the cave where the kids normally found.
Obviously, we know it won't be there because we've already found him. It's a P-bag.
500-point P-bag, which at this point, our runners aren't going to be too sad with because, you know, life. Or, you know, levels don't have many.
Takes them an immediate death.
Ouch.
Looks like Thirwolf's trying to... Oh. Now...
So... Yeah, that happens. So statues are weird. So... Thirwolf not gonna go in any further.
No, he was just trying to set himself up to get through. Finds the other item cave.
Yeah, it's another 5. Oh, that's a
it's
100
P bag.
Oh, gosh.
Oh, let's just twist the knife, why don't you, game?
Wasn't even the good P bag. Goodness.
Okay, what is Thirwolf trying to do? Is he trying to grind for experience?
He's probably, yes, it's exactly what he's trying to do right now. Pretty sure.
Well, to be fair, if he defeats his Iron Knuckle, he should have close to enough. There we go.
I mean, 100 per Iron Knuckle's not terrible, so... He just got dig shook. Nice.
Oh.
Nice, Alan. Very nice.
Drop
off of there. There you go. All right. Yep. Nice.
And unfortunately, Trail's still having trouble now. He's the one struggling with deaths. Back to start for him.
This is like those really old, really hard Nintendo games that you had like one life in, one hit, and you died, and then you have to start all over again.
Oh yeah, I remember those. Ugh.
Those old Nintendo hard games, or whatever they called that.
All right, Thirwolf gonna up A, head back to start, and see what else he can find.
Well, he has attack level 3 now, so... And life level 4, so that's gonna help with the, not dying as quickly.
But unfortunately, again, he needs to find some heart containers to go with it, because he's still getting trounced there by that red Korea. He's just gonna immediately up A. He's like, that ain't worth it. I'm already right there by start anyways. The heck with it.
Really, Wizard, we have actually not seen any of the Western Palaces yet.
No,
the only reason we've seen anything on the East is because we can walk on water through half of it.
Yep. Luckily, the graveyard is providing a safe haven. A lot of the safe haven encounters.
For the western side. I don't know if it's doing that on the eastern side or not.
I think it did, but I might be wrong.
Oh, let's find out.
But right now, I think they need it more on the west than they do on the east.
It is not. No, it's the graveyard is not a safe encounter in the west. On the eastern side. Everything is randomized on each side of the world, so... Just want to say Thirwolf making another assault on P-Bag Cave and immediately died as soon as he walked inside. I'm so sorry, sir.
Well, doesn't help there's moblins in there. That's not making it easy for him.
No, it's not. And those things that, like, those things... Bouncy things... The rise... The boomerangs...
He's gotten through a good chunk of the cave so far now. He's doing a little bit better than he's been.
It's the flute.
We may not even need that.
It's unlikely. It's obviously possible. It's just unlikely. But Thirwolf has the flute.
You know, how funny is it that in both Zelda 1 and Zelda 2, the flute is one of those items that's like 50-50 whether or not you actually need it?
Yeah. That's about right. At least in Zelda 1, it can teleport you around the map regardless.
That is true! I'm sure they'd appreciate that as Trails finds another P-Bag.
Yeah,
another 500 point gets his attack up.
He gets the 500 point P-Bag from the Maze Island here. If he keeps going around, he'll find the 100 point P-Bag and be sad.
Yes. Hashtag feels bad, man.
Yeah, we still don't know if that palace is 3 or 6. We just know it's one of the two.
Pretty much. There's the 100 point. And traiLZ is gonna be thinking, what the heck?
I know. It's like, come on.
Cut me a break here, game. Now he's gonna start grinding for levels here off this Iron Knuckle.
Yep. He wants his other 500 experience he was just completely and totally, like, you know, cheated out of.
Oh, the Iron Knuckle makes him pay for it.
So, Shades, you do realize that we actually could have started with all 8 heart containers, right? There's no limit to the max here, like, what starting. We could have started with all 8. We started with 1. We have currently found 0.
That's what makes it that much more worse. We've got another palace here for Thirwolf.
Oh, we found Minnow. Thirwolf has found Minnow, and unfortunately, without the water or any way to get downstab, he's not going to go any further in there.
Just be wasting your time. And I agree with Don Zig in the chat. This seed is indeed something. Now, one good trick is that
Thirwolf has found Magic Container Cave.
Ooh, this could be helpful.
Yeah, we still don't know what the maximum heart containers are because every pea bag we found could have replaced one of the items we started with. Oh, Thorn takes out that. Yeah, so there's that River Devil that is clearly blocking absolutely flipping nothing.
So the flute is unnecessary.
Completely unnecessary.
So all that work Thirwolf did, completely wasted.
Right, traiLZ just found level 5. And you'll notice he immediately left level 5. Thirwolf just found Great Palace.
I was gonna say, yeah, the dark area report means Great Palace.
And level 4. That is level 4. So Great Palace, I think he's on the Western Continent, right?
I think so.
traiLZ just found Kasudo. Thirwolf with Reflect can actually come in here and beat this. We may get our first gem placed in this entire seed.
That's if he can get past these Iron Knuckles, which are not playing nice.
If he can not die in it. Oh, what spell is that? I missed it.
Hold on, let me check. Jump.
Okay, jump. If traiLZ knew where Minnow was, he could go get downstab, which would be really helpful. Oh, it's a trophy. That is the desert heart container spot on the eastern continent. We found the trophy, so when we find Ruto, we can get a spell out of there. Oh, oh man, he didn't die? Thirwolf, I think at this point is just going to push that guy off the island. There he is.
Clever trick there. Definitely necessary right now. Another pea bag, and I don't think he can get to it.
No, yeah, nope, no downstab.
No.
Can't get it.
You need the downstab. Hope that wasn't a 500 point. Doubtful, but you never know.
Yep. traiLZ found the water spot, and I don't think he went into it. Oh, we found Nabaru. Nabaru's great. Let me tell you about this lovely young lady who's thirsty, Shades.
Oh, dear.
This woman is so thirsty, she can't walk 5 feet outside her door to get water. She has to wait for the hero of Hyrule to come bring it to her.
That is sad beyond all reason. But let's see what spell he gets out of it.
And
life!
Hey!
Oh!
Look at that!
If there is ever a spell we could use right now, it is definitely life.
My goodness, we have life and we can absolutely cast it. traiLZ seems happy. He's jumping all over the place.
I wonder why.
Shield is Amazing Toast is correct. Shield is more useful in this situation, but life.
We'll take it. You know, considering how much torture they've been going through, we'll take it.
Yeah. Life, you know, we can't be beggars at this point. You know, we just gotta take what we can get. Trails gets himself a fairy, which is nice.
Yeah,
another town. Let's see. Oh, it's New Kasudo. We can get a spell out of here, and I think he's. Oh wow! So there is a item in here that's locked behind magic containers. It's anything between 5 and 7. In this scene, it happened to only be 5. So let's see
there.
What we've got.
It's the candle.
Okay.
That means the caves won't be as much of an issue anymore. That will light up the enemies in the area, so that will be actually very helpful for him.
I was just gonna ask. I think he does have spell as well. Thirwolf using his get the blues off the screen, and well, traiLZ is not even gonna bother checking the rest. He's out. He's not gonna get the other spell. Oh no!
Oh, just a 500-point P bag in the palace there for Thirwolf. And it gives him level 4 magic.
You know, I mean, I keep grumbling about finding the P bags, but again, it's not terrible considering how little experience they have right now.
That is true.
I mean, yes, you'd like to find, you know, like... Really, at this point, the power gloves. That's really the thing you're looking for. traiLZ must not have spell.
No, he doesn't. Only traiLZ has spell.
No,
Thirwolf doesn't.
No, Thirwolf has it too. They were both in. They both played it in the kit for it. Why isn't he? That's interesting. I don't know why he's not going into. Oh, whatever.
Maybe he forgot he had it.
I don't know. There could be a heart container in there.
Oh, poor skeleton, Stalfos on the wall there.
Can he not cast it?
He should. He's got more than enough magic, and he's up to level 3 magic at least.
Level. I saw Thirwolf cast it earlier inside of like Heart Container Cave, I think it was.
Oh wait, he's going back in. Maybe he's gonna try.
Okay.
And for those who don't know, there's a building in here that you need the spell to reveal itself to, and that I believe gives you one of the either the down stab or the up stab, if I remember correctly.
Neither.
Oh.
No, it gives you in the original game. It gives you the magic key.
Ah, that's right. Oh, we're getting another spell though. Let's see what we get this time.
Fairy.
It's the fairy spell.
That is a good one. Okay, maybe it was too expensive. Yeah, spell's 94. I guess it was too expensive. I thought I saw Thirwolf cast it. I guess I was wrong. traiLZ was probably looking to see if he couldn't find it in a heart container or level up magic enough to cast that, but unfortunate. And
still doing a pretty decent job exploring this dungeon here. Oh, this is tricky. Stalfos onto the collapsing bridge.
Ow! It wouldn't die. It just wouldn't die.
And he's out. He's done.
Yeah, Thirwolf is like, nope, I'm out.
Again, can't say I blame him.
At all.
Even with more health, that wouldn't have helped because that Stalfos was just not letting him through.
Thirwolf using his reflect spell here so he can actually block these axes that are being thrown at him. This is Medicine Cave. We can now see Medicine Cave. We can now dodge the things in Medicine Cave. Look how awful that cave was. My goodness.
Jeez. traiLZ now take advantage of that fairy spell to get through this area.
We got traiLZ. That's the power glove.
It's so bad. Especially in this scene, it has been very bad.
That was the item we really needed. At this point, what we're looking for potentially are any heart containers and something to get down stab with, which I believe traiLZ has the jump spell. At this point, I honestly think traiLZ may be in full dig shake mode. We may have gone full dig shake. I'm not sure yet.
And immediately taken down. Back to start.
The shield spell is still outstanding. He may try to find Rudo to see if that's it. Because that would be really nice right now.
Yeah, I would not blame him for going out for that at this point, considering that neither of our runners have completed a single palace yet, and we're 35 minutes in.
Yeah. Thirwolf is going into Medicine Cave himself again. He does not have the candle, but thankfully, at least those birds do show up. I'm not exactly sure what causes that outside of the fact that they are colored orange. traiLZ is finding his way to Mido. He's going to go get his down stab. I'm not kidding when I say that is a very, very important part of the combat in this game.
Trust me, I've seen, yeah, you cannot play this game. You cannot really get good at combat without it. Thirwolf finally getting his power glove.
Okay, I'm being told orange is a palette used in the menus, which is probably why it shows up even if it's quote-unquote dark.
And traiLZ is probably breathing a sigh of relief. He finally has his downward stab.
I love it when the guy tells you to just press down, you idiot.
So in this case, yeah, in this case, it's it's not the downward stab, it's the downward stab.
Yes. Of course. traiLZ's gonna go ahead and check. What is it again? So this is 3 or 6. We're not sure which.
It looks like this time we're actually gonna find out.
Thirwolf has gone over to the east in the meantime. Need to see more. 3. I'm actually pretty sure this is 3.
There's a P-bag there if he wants it. He's gonna clear it. Oh, yeah, well, that would normally be helpful, but not in this race.
Oh my gosh! The iron knuckles in here. That was like 3, right?
It was like 3, yeah, 3 of them, at least.
traiLZ is gonna go ahead and get that. I think Thirwolf is in 1. I think this is 1. I'm not sure.
This looks like 1.
Yeah. If it's 1, he's going to find a 1-up here.
Yeah, he does.
Okay, so yeah, that was 1.
Maybe he'll have better luck than traiLZ did earlier, because I believe traiLZ
just found the boss.
Oh, wow. So we're going to finally have our first boss encounter. Got the horse head here.
Oh no! Okay, he's got
There you go. Come on, stay on top of him. Stay on top of him.
Hey,
and he got him.
It.
And he's gonna go ahead and increase his life, which is good timing because once he puts the gem in, he'll get an immediate extra level up. So we have our first gem for traiLZ at 38 minutes and 44 seconds.
It's just a little bit longer than some of the other MaxRando scenes we've seen so far.
Just a tad, yeah, just a tad.
Alrighty.
But he's gonna go back in there because there's still an item to be found, and it could be something good. Could be the water of life.
Which, I mean, at this point, while that'd be nice to find, just so you get the full collection of the spells, I think at this point everybody's looking for heart containers. Like, this, I feel like the only reason you go back in here is for a heart container at this point, because you don't really need any more of the spells technically. Yes, shield would be awesome to have, but heart containers. I think we're going back in here for a heart container. Praying.
trailz, you've got that life spell. You might want to use it. And he's also... Yeah, there you go. And of course, as soon as he does that, the Iron Knuckle drops a life potion.
Yeah.
All right, now trailz has to be very careful. He's pretty much out of magic. And he can and he's with that one heart container. He's gonna have to be very careful. Try to get across here.
As the chat's pointing out, actually, a magic container would also be really useful because then you'd have enough magic to go back and cast spell and nuke Kasudo.
It's true.
Hey, there's a key on Thirwolf's side.
Not like he needs it, but nah, nice.
I was gonna stop picking up. You gotta be tidy.
Gotta be careful there.
Okay, that is really not a nice spot for a blue Iron Knuckle. I'm just saying.
No kidding. Oh!
The back of the head!
Sniped him.
He's gonna go ahead and use Reflect here so he can just stand this guy face off and just smash him.
Can't blame him there, but then he's still got that blue Iron Knuckle coming. He's gonna
here we go.
Downstep right past him. Good defense. I got a red Iron Knuckle here. Oh, we got Helmet Head over here for Thirwolf.
Helmet Head, we did find the boss of one. My gosh, this guy's got... So again, all the bosses have randomized health. trailz taking an unfortunate game over there. He's gonna roll right back in. He's still looking for that item. Horsehead showing why he's a bunch of horse. Well, never mind. I'm not going to finish that statement. There we go. Gives him a whole whopping 30 experience.
Oh, and my mistake. That's Horsehead, not Helmet. I got my characters, my bosses mixed up there.
Yes, Horsehead.
But nonetheless, Thirwolf kicks him out, and he gets his first gem.
It's Helmet Head is the second one. It's the one who knock all the guys' helmets off.
Yeah, I should have thought about that.
So, each of our runners now have one of 4 gems placed.
Yep. No, actually, I think what happened was I accidentally mistook Rubinok for Horsehead. That's what threw me off.
Yeah. I see it. He's riding a horse.
Yeah.
Fortunately, that cave there, just a pass-through cave, so Thirwolf's not going to go ahead and see what's there.
Oh, trailz finally gets back to where he left off at, and he dies immediately.
Oh.
At this point, I would have just ferried over and been done with it.
The experience is nice to have. So this is the screen he died on last time, I believe, to this guy.
Thankfully, he got through it this time.
I believe we have found the item in this palace.
What is it?
We have.
It's
the water of life!
The water of life! Did I call it or did I call it?
You called it. Palace 3, water of life. And it's right next to Minnow, too!
Wow, that is perfect placement.
I didn't even realize how close to the Minnow he was. That's hilarious. And I walk right back in there. Hey, I found your medicine. It was right here. What's wrong with you people?
Well, to be fair, it was guarded by a ton of tough enemies, so I can't blame them for going.
They have an entire village. Just storm the place.
And looks like none of them are really armed. Yeah, I don't think they would have done very well.
Look, she has a cane.
Alright, so I believe the last spell left is shield. That's what she said.
We've got 2 left, actually. Fire and shield.
And it's fire that he's got, so shield's all that's left.
So, fire, fun fact, in Rando, fire is tied to another spell. So when you cast another spell, when you cast fire, it also casts another spell. Because otherwise, let's be honest, fire is completely useless.
Pretty much.
So I don't know if we've seen. So what also happens is when you cast that other spell, you then also cast fire. So I don't know if we've seen what fire does. Well, there it is. I don't know what that did.
No clue.
So it wasn't spell, it wasn't thunder. Don't think it was jump.
Could have been the spell.
No, it couldn't be. Spell would have changed the enemies.
Oh, that's a good point. I guess it's either life or reflect then.
Could have been, yeah, could have been life or reflect, wasn't jump. And didn't look like shield because it would have changed his color, so.
No, it definitely wasn't shield. I knew that.
Which is unfortunate. Don't know if it wasn't life. That would be really nice. Have a really
Actually, I think he cast
spell.
it again, and it was indeed life, because I think his health was low, and he used it, and his life went back up.
You know, he definitely just actually cast the life spell itself. He has found Magic Container Cave. He will find... What was in here? The cross. No, not the cross.
No, it wasn't cross.
Did we see what was in here? I didn't mark it down. Oh, it's a
P-bag. That's why I didn't remember it was a stupid P-bag.
Answer Pisco in the chat. Yes, we did figure out what the P-bag Western Cave was. It was the flute.
Oh yeah, the one Thirwolf was desperately trying to get through it. I think that's the one traiLZ is right at.
Yep. It was the flute to off the River Devil that we've seen, and unfortunately for the runners, the River Devil is blocking absolutely nothing.
Yep.
He's literally on a path, you can walk past him. traiLZ going into level 4. Thirwolf going through, I think this is 3. Yeah, this is 3. Yeah,
this is the one we saw traiLZ in earlier.
Yeah, the River Devil in this scene is definitely a 2 out of 10 River Devil. Potentially less.
Completely useless, I think is the correct term there.
I'm gonna go ahead and plug the We Rate River Devil's Twitter account. You can send him pictures of your horrible River Devil randomized River Devils, and they will rate how good or bad said River Devil is.
that just tickles my funny bone that there's a Twitter account specifically for that.
Oh yes. Oh, it's great. It is very much an in-character Twitter account too. So yeah, there it is. Unos, kindly put that in the chat. Rate River Devils. It's great.
Thank you, Unos.
Yes, and thanks to Joshy D. I believe he's the one who runs that. It is hilarious.
My God.
So, we did find the item in here. It was a P-bag. I don't think we beat Palace 4 yet. Thirwolf taking an unfortunate death.
Girl's getting through, though. Yep, there's the P-bag. Just enough for a level up. Gonna go up to magic level 5. I mean, now he's got enough magic to cast spell.
He might. I didn't see what it lowered it to.
T-Night Nightcrawler? Dude, it's just now looking bad. It's been looking back since we started this race, let's be frank.
Yeah. Since we started, it didn't find like a couple heart containers immediately. Yesterday, we were at least joking about the fact that, oh my gosh, this MaxRando seat has heart containers. What? I can't believe we've actually found some. Like we doubled our starting heart count from 3 to 6 last night. Tonight we have 1, and we haven't gotten another one since. traiLZ has found, I believe that is the second dead end room of that he's found. It's not a Palace 4 clear unless you find all 3 of those. That is complete. That is a complete lie. But still, it feels like that's required only because you happen to find all of them all the time. It's going up this elevator.
I think he was just going up to reset the room and clear out the enemies.
Yeah, because he's been up there. Actually, I think he didn't realize he'd gone up there because of the way the drops work in this game. They can put you anywhere, practically, so...
Yeah, but he's clearing through now. He's got to be getting close to the end by this point.
I mean, we don't have much left of Palace 4. So, bosses will always be in rooms that you walk to the right on. Because every one of them has a room that comes up like this. There we go, we found it. So, here's the epic Palace 4 boss fight.
Yeah, this is Carrick.
Here we are. Look at the epic.
It's set up there with that reflect spell, just knocking those shots back.
Here we go.
Nicely done.
Yep, the good old sit in the corner and kill the boss fight.
And that's going to give traiLZ his second gem.
I shouldn't joke, considering with about half of a heart container, Carrick may have telefragged him at some point, so...
He got lucky there, that's for sure.
Indeed, he's gonna take this life level up.
Of course, he up A's in order to reset his lives so he can continue his journey. That's 2 down, 2 to go.
Well, Thirwolf got his attack 4.
Charles has had that for a while now, but definitely helpful.
Yeah, so as you can tell, the effectiveness of the magic spells are kind of wild. A spell which cost 98 or something like that to cast earlier now costs 30 something. And I don't think that was more than 1 life level, or magic level. And so, traiLZ is going to go ahead and pick up Shield. We'll be happy, I think, to have that. Teach me a spell.
So he's now maxed out all of his spells. He's found them all. And the only item he has not picked up, according to the tracker, is the flute. Like he even wants it.
Oh, he does not need it.
So I think I can go ahead and make this call, my friend. Ladies and gentlemen, if you check your watches, your phones, your timekeeping devices at this time, you will see that it is currently displaying Como time.
Yes. We have absolutely achieved, well, potentially achieved full dick shake. The only reason I say potentially is because traiLZ may still want to look for a heart container.
That's true.
Oh, Thirwolf, the lag is real. The lag
All
was
that
real.
for a P-bag.
And the fight for the P-bag was real.
Or at least he died after he got the P-bag. Alright, now traiLZ back in 1.
Yeah. In case you were curious, full dig shake is this community's version of Go mode. I don't know.
Kind of got the hint there, but yeah.
I have no idea. I don't know why it's called that, but that's what people say. I'm like, okay. Cool. Dig shake, by the way, of the Zelda II Randomizer. Awesome.
Indeed. And yeah, and for all those calling me up for calling it Go mode, bear in mind, I come from the Zelda 1 and Zelda 3 Randomizer communities. That's just my thing.
Oh yes, those non-side-scrolling Zelda games. You call it Go mode. I like Go mode anyway. So, let's see here. So, we've got Palace 1 here. traiLZ will have 1 more gem left. I believe we've seen Palace 6. but nobody really wants to do Palace 6. I don't think we found Palace 2 yet. I know we saw Palace 5, but again, no one really wants to do Palace 5. So, if I'm right, Palace 2 is the one on Death Valley.
Ugh. And there's Horsehead now for Trails.
He's got a pretty hefty amount of HP.
Yeah, but Trails has got some good strategy here with his jump splashes.
was-
Doesn't take a single hit. Nicely done.
That was very rhythmic. Nicely done. So that is our third crystal for Trails. Thirwolf, unfortunately, only has one place at this moment, but how many more items are out there? Well, there's actually a decent amount of things we haven't really located yet, but at this point, it doesn't look like Trails is all that interested in finding them. Thirwolf has just found one of the 2 eastern P-Bag caves, so there should be something in here. That's great commentary. There should be something in this cave that will absolutely 100% have an item. Thirwolf has decided to leave the cave, though, because it was not fun. He is back on Maze Island. I think he's going to go ahead and take this palace. Or not.
Can't blame these guys for being a little confused here because they're just this game has just been torturing them. I mean, we're coming up an hour in, and it's been amazing they've been able to accomplish as much as they have. Because I probably would have quit this seed by now.
I wouldn't have played MaxRando. These guys are much. They have much more stones than I do. I'll tell you that much.
Absolutely, yeah. I think you and I are on the same page there.
So there's that river devil we were talking about earlier. Poor guy. Just sitting there. Just minding his own business. Apparently people are like, hey, go block them from this random encounter here is doing more than that river devil is. Trails finding Palace 5. Well, Thirwolf could see the palace in Death Valley there, but I don't have the entrance to it. In this, the entrance to, or in the entire Death Valley will simply be a, pretty much like a straight walkway of lava, you know, in the mountains up to, the palace, in which you can get those forced path encounters. I believe it's up to 2 or 3 of them, depends on how long it is.
All right, Trails is now going to turn in his spell.
Hey, let's see what it is. Meanwhile, Thirwolf is in Palace 6. I don't know if he's planning on assaulting it or if he's just going to grind some experience off of this statue up front here. All right, let's see what's in the shrine. Come on, heart container.
Just a pea bag.
That was not a heart container. That was a 500-point pea bag. You did all that for a 500-point pea bag. I believe we've said that multiple times now. In case you are curious, I have personally counted 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pea bags that we have located in item spots.
This scene will just not let up.
Did we actually roll a 1? Did we roll a 1 heart container max seed?
Oh my god!
I don't know.
I have to question at this point. Am I cursed? Am I just cursed? Because every time I commentate a race, the runners always get the trolliest seeds, no matter what game I do.
Yeah, it's not even trolly, it's just hard. The game's just like, no, this is going to be rough. You're going to have to grind this seed out. You're not just going to beat this like, you know, the last one. Like, at least items aren't, like, hidden in these really hard to get to, never find spots.
That is true, but it's just like, this happens every time. It's like, something about every seed I commentate on. Oh!
Thirwolf!
Like, seriously, no matter what game I commentate on, the seed just ends up having something about it that's just extra trolling.
He died. There was one of those lizard guys. Lizalfos, thank you. He died to him. He got sent all the way back to start. I don't know what was in there. So traiLZ is finding his way through. I believe this is, I think this is the other Eastern Point Bank cave. Yes, it is. All right, let's see. It's a magic container.
Oh, it's not the worst thing you could find.
It's a magic container. James, it wasn't the other one. It's a magic container. We can cast more spells.
In your voice, it's just hilarious. I'm sorry.
We found a magic container. So Buzz Thunder is asking what is fire. At this point, I actually don't know. It's either reflect or
life.
Yeah, right. I mean, I actually don't think it's life, but.
And also, I saw Yunos and Dick Shake saying that it's the runners that had the curse. No, I have to disagree with that wholeheartedly, my friends. Because it doesn't matter what game I run. Whenever I commentate, that seed ends up being extra trolly. Whether it be Super Mario Land 2, Zelda 1, Zelda 2, Zelda 3, or Link to the Past if you prefer. Any one of those. Whenever I'm around, my mere presence causes the seed to be trolly in some fashion. It just happens every time. You can't have it happen as many times as it happens with me without going, is it me? Am I the cursed one?
Like, everybody is calling for a really wacky GP. I'm going to tell you guys, I'm not going to expect a Great Palace to be insane. I'm going to think it's going to be like 3 rooms and we find Dark Link.
I don't think it matters considering they still only have 1 heart container. Even if they finally get, even if it is a short one, it's still going to be chaotic just having to survive with 1 heart.
Oh, I can't wait for those blue bird knights to just jump at the runners and just wreck their face.
And as Nightcrawler points out, with this kind of setup, what happens if they do have to fight Thunderbird? No matter how many life bubbles you get, that's still a 1-hit KO.
That is, even with shield, I'm pretty sure you can't survive. I'm pretty sure with shield and level 8 and normally, it's still like a 1 heart container loss per hit from him, I think.
So yeah, they have to pray that Thunderbird is not required, or they are screwed. If that happens, we may see a double forfeit.
I see what Thirwolf was doing. I was curious. He walked all the way over there just to reset his life. Like his lives and his magic and whatnot. So he could go take on this cave that he's been trying to get the item out of.
Wow, that red eyeball, 1-hit kill.
Yeah, those things do deceptively much damage.
Oh, traiLZ. He's on the Death Valley path.
He's figured out that is level 2, and my guess is that's where he's going. Because when you're forced to do either Palace 2, 5, or 6, you would pick 2 every day. Oh, he takes a death in a fairy form.
Not even the fairy spell is helping.
Oh, no, it's not.
He's trying to find a way to skip past this part.
There's another forced encounter right there.
Yeah, I don't think you can get out of it. You have to get through it.
Well, you can wait to take an encounter here instead of the forced one, because this requires you to go through way too much with the fairies.
He's trying, but it's just not playing nice with him.
We'll get there. Oh, yep, you got it.
Now he just has to survive.
Fairy and shield. That is one protected fairy. Run, traiLZ.
And yet there's another one. It didn't help, and he doesn't have enough magic to cast a light spell. He's got to do it again.
No. All 3. So I think 3 is the maximum of this. Oh my gosh.
Oh, he's got 2 lives. He's got 2 lives.
That's a reset.
Oh, he game overed. Oh,
yeah, he game over. That was a reset.
All that for nothing.
Oh gosh, that was so painful. There are all 3 forced encounters in that Death Valley. Wow.
He's either gonna have to find a way to get through all those forced encounters. He's gonna have to accept his fate and go through either Palace 5 or 6. No matter what, he's got to take it. No matter what, there's no easy out of this. Oh, that is rough. That is absolutely brutal. And I think traiLZ has accepted his fate. He's not going to try that again.
He's not, no. Oh, man. The path to Palace 2 is paved with blood and hatred. No, he's going right back.
He's going forward again. He's like, I would rather suffer through this and take my chances trying to get through this than I would trying to go through Palace 5 or 6.
Oh, he almost got it just by accident. All right.
All right, so he's going to use the Shield Fairy combo to try to get through this. Thankfully, he gets through the first part. Only for there to be there's 2 of them right next to each other, too. That's even worse.
Yeah.
Takes 1 hit there, but he's getting through now. Now for part 3. Okay, I think he got it. Yeah, he just has to survive. Oh, that was close. He got it! He made it!
Woohoo!
Gonna up an A to reset his life counter, and here we go!
Alright,
obviously, Palace 2. Now, obviously, one of the goals is going to be to find the item in here and hope to God it is a heart container.
Yeah.
If he does not find a heart container here, that means he is have to go into the Grand Palace with no chance of surviving Thunderbird.
We found every other item, so it literally, at this point, it's either a pea bag cave, some other minuscule, worthless item, or a container. I'm just waiting for it to be another magic container.
But simply put, if he does not get a heart container here and Thunderbird is required, that's game.
Oh, God. Nightcrawler actually makes a good point. There is like 1 or 2 rooms in Great Palace that require upstab to get through, which traiLZ does not have.
That's true. We still don't have that. Again, they need that heart container to even stand a chance.
I've seen people do it with 1 heart containers. It's entirely possible. Just I don't envy anybody going into Great Palace with 1 heart container. There's a water tile. I don't know what's on there. Thirwolf taking a death.
traiLZ, I think that was a dead end, so traiLZ is going back.
Right there, what's that? It's a P-Pack.
Enough with the P-Bags!
That is P-Bag number 7. Just so you know, number 7. Alright, what did we start with? We started with the key, the hammer, the boots, and the raft. So that's 4 P-Bags right there. Theoretically speaking, we should have had none other, like no other P-Bags. They should have all been taken over by hearts. We have found 6. So that means we've already guaranteed eliminated 2 heart containers from this seed. From being picked up. So currently our known maximum possible health is now 6.
traiLZ is thinking about what he wants to do here. Thirwolf taking another game over. Back to start for him.
And actually, that's wrong. Because I believe the maximum 8 magic containers, and somebody in the chat can actually help me out with this. I believe maximum magic containers is always 8. If it is, in fact, always 8, then based on the items that we have already found, there can only be up to 4 heart containers. And that's if every other item...
It's a P-Bag!
So we're down to 3. We're down to a possible 3 heart containers.
Yeah, Tramp Royale in the chat. You were saying?
As I was saying, I think my math is correct here because, as far as I know, we haven't found the item in we haven't found the item in Palace 5 or Palace 6. We have not found the Hammer Cave item, and we have not found this one of the 2 P-Bags in the Eastern side. Those are 4 items we haven't found. Of those 4 items, I believe 2 of them must be magic containers. So we're down to 2 items, possibly being heart containers. We have right now a potential max of 3 heart containers, and that is it. If I'm right about all of that.
Alright, there's Helmet Head. He needs to be very careful here. He's running out of life. There we go. Use that life spell. And he got him! So that means traiLZ is now on his way to the Grand Palace. And now, the moment of truth.
Thirwolf in the meantime going into, I think this is 3.
Yeah, that's 3. So, the only true hope for traiLZ is that Thunderbird is not required. If he is, it's almost guaranteed he's not going to beat him. He might. It's a slim chance, but odds are not in his favor by any stretch.
That is where you start leveling up on purpose at this point. But... so, Great Palace is on the west. Let's see if he just goes for it. Thirwolf, in the meantime, has found the boss to Palace 3. He will place his second gem here.
Yep. Taking on Rubinock.
Yeah, if Thunderbird is going to be required, let him be in, like, the second room of this palace. At least then you won't have to keep walking all the way back.
And traiLZ is not going to the Grand Palace. He is item hunting. He is looking for those other heart. He wants to find at least one heart. Oh, no, he is going to 9. He is going to Grand Palace.
There it is.
And the door's open. Here we go, folks.
1 hour, 15 minutes, 30 seconds. traiLZ is entering Great Palace with 1 heart container.
Oh. Now, if I'm not mistaken, there is an item in here.
There is not.
Oh, there isn't? Okay.
There is not. No items in the Great Palace.
So, this is it. His only hope is that there is no required Thunderbird.
Yeah, there's like 1 or 2 extra lives in here, but...
Oh, that's not going to help him.
So, Great Palace. We have shortened Great Palace flags on, which means that a number of rooms, I don't remember how many exactly, or the percentage or whatever, but a number of rooms have been eliminated from Great Palace. All of those rooms only have 1 exit and 1 entrance. In other words, basically filler rooms. We don't have to worry about rooms we would just, like, go in and walk through for the most part. However, that doesn't make it any easier to get through. Does make it, quote-unquote, shorter, but doesn't mean anything. We still have all these rooms that can drop down, that can lead you to Lord knows where. And we still have all these birds. That is not a fun room, Shades. That is not a fun room.
No, these Fokaroos are just gonna torture them.
So these orange birds, these are not in the vanilla game. Apparently, if I understand it correctly, Dig Shake actually found them in the game's code and reinstated them with only 1 heart or 1 hit point. So they will die to 1 hit of anything, but they're otherwise still really flipping annoying.
Yeah.
In the meantime, lag.
Oh, there's a ton of enemies, and actually, it's these are that right there is the Fokaroo. There's Fokas and Fokaroos. The Fokas are the night-looking ones, and the Fokaroos are just the ones with the wings. I actually have the Zelda wiki up, so I can have my enemy names up on here.
Look, traiLZ is going to check rooms going to the right first, just because, again, that's where you would come to a boss. That is a dead-end room, which traiLZ probably knocks a block out of, because spite, I think, at this point. Oh! So that orange folk could just body check traiLZ out of the palace.
No kidding.
We could be here for a while.
We've been here for a while already. What are you talking about?
No, we could be here for a while. If the enemy set in here is going to be this insanely awful with 1 heart container, we could be here for a while. traiLZ has found this room here. There's a drop. We found the top of that room earlier. Now found the bottom half. Let's see. That would have been really funny if Darkwing was right there. Because nobody goes right first. So Thunderbird is in here someplace. Doesn't matter where is he. We're coming to the bestest rooms in Great Palace. The Waffle Rooms. These rooms are great because normally they have birds in the middle of them like that.
Yeah, we got that red Faka there.
That's just sitting there throwing daggers at you while you're sitting there trying to cut through these walls. Be like, hey! Yeah, this has been, I mean, despite the fact that, we are 1 hour and 20 minutes in the seed, that's not too awful considering the fact that, we've had one heart container this entire seed.
Yeah, this would have been at least a 5-hour seed for me.
Oh, that's it. Trails found it. Trails has found Dark Link. Dark Link has been found. Trails.
Finally,
Trails cannot take any damage here.
He's gonna rely on the whole the ducking strategy. And in this case, I do not blame him at all. And that's game!
That's it!
Ladies and gentlemen, Trails is finished with an official SRL time of 1 hour, 21 minutes, and 18 seconds!
Give it up for him, ladies and gentlemen. Oh my goodness. What a flippin' seed. Thirwolf is just starting to find his spells and spell items. And Thirwolf has actually gone ahead and thrown in the dot forfeit in SRL.
I don't blame him at all. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, Thirwolf has officially forfeited from the race.
We can get both of them in here at the same time.
Yeah.
So, Shades, your first seed.
My God! My God, what the heck?
Welcome to Zelda II Randomizer, my friend.
And surprisingly, after all this torture, Thirwolf is still willing to join us.
Absolutely. So, I guess the first thing I would say is thank God Thunderbird wasn't required.
There are only been 11. Actually, the perfect response to this seed is actually something I like to do on a lot of my channels. Hi, I'm the Shaved, and what?
Trails is talking in the SRL chat here. Let's get him in here real quick. Hold on.
Oh, Thirwolf's in the waiting room.
Thirwolf
joining us here now.
Hey, how's it going?
Oh my gosh!
Good. How you feeling after that?
Oh, that was fun. I love one-hit KO nonsense. Yeah.
Yeah. So
I was not prepared for this.
We have figured, with all of the items that everybody has located and dug out, that at most there were 2 heart containers in this seed, which we haven't found.
That doesn't surprise me. I found a ton of pea bags.
Yes, you were not the only one. Yes, it's been a 1 heart container seed on stream the entire run from both of you.
The only relief that we found this entire seed is that Thunderbird was not required.
Well, that's something.
Yeah. But
which palaces did Trails do?
Trails had finished Palace 1, 4, 3, and 1, 2, 3, and 4 actually.
But to get to 2, he had to go. There was 3 forced encounters in Death Valley.
Yeah, it was the Death Valley 3 forced encounters.
He had to do the encounter trick to skip all 3 of them, and he died he game overed at least once trying to do that.
I'm assuming Fairy Spell was somewhere in the northeast somewhere.
Fairy Spell was in it was in New Kasuto. I never found those. Yeah, I don't exactly recall where New Kasuto was on the map. It's hard for me to like keep track of like where exactly on the overworld map things are with you guys. Just because of my horrible sense of direction. But yeah, we think like the best spell that traiLZ came across at the end, oddly enough, was Shield.
Shield wasn't. Well, I barely got it, so I don't know how great that would have helped.
Right.
Probably would have helped, but yeah.
Right. Yeah. So, I mean, the start of this, outside of the one heart container, wasn't terrible. I mean, you started with boots, you started with, you know, the raft and the hammer.
And the any key, which I think made a big difference in terms of palaces.
Right. But, you know, when you see all that and then no spells, it's like, well, maybe it won't be terrible.
Yeah, no, 1 heart, 2 lives is always terrible. Just 2 lives. Yeah. 2 lives is like my worst case scenario for any of these things.
That is the minimum amount of lives, right?
Yeah, it is.
traiLZ joining us here in the channel. Congratulations.
GG, traiLZ.
So, I don't know if you can really call that a victory. I think that's more you didn't win, you survived.
That's a victory in our book right there. traiLZ, what about this seed, man? What did it feel like going into Great Palace with 1 heart container? I know you were looking for others.
Yeah, I was all over the place looking for others. It's nothing that I've never had to deal with before, but last time, I don't know. I've had to do a lot of these seeds recently. I've been doing a lot of practice, so it sucks. It's something you just gotta to power through, you know. I mean,
right.
1 heart container, two lives is like the worst thing that could possibly happen to you in this game. You know what I mean? So.
That's what Thirwolf was just saying. Yeah. So thankfully, you decided to stop going left at the start of Great Palace and like, you know what? Those rooms are terrifying. Let's go this other way and see what happens.
Yeah.
It turns out it was the right call.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes it's like sometimes you're supposed to go left. You know what I mean? And
right.
I didn't feel like I was getting anywhere going right.
So as far as Shades and I configure it, there are at most 2 heart containers someplace, either inside of Palace 5, Palace 6, or the Hammer Cave, or one of the other 2 Eastern P-Bag caves.
Yeah, I think I found a P-Bag cave on the Eastern with a ceiling. I don't know, or maybe it was the one without it. I can't remember.
Yeah, we discovered the item in the one without the ceiling. That was a magic container. The other one, I believe, was found, and then unfortunately, I think Thirwolf died inside there and wasn't able to actually get the item out of there.
Yeah, I got through the first room, but then the blue guy got me, so...
Yeah.
How far along did you get? Did you make it to GPT?
Oh, no way at all. I barely just got down stab and placed my second gem.
Yeah, this seed was pretty rough, man.
No fairy spell, and basically used jump to get down stab, so it's been a rough go, but without that.
Yeah, I mean, I poked my head around a little bit. I mean, they were generous with giving us the glove, man, like right there in Medicine Cave, and it was a pretty mild Medicine Cave encounter. But I kind of put that on the back burner until closer to the end of the seed. I poked around a little bit on the eastern continent after I scoped out some caves on the west, and it kept on striking out. So I was really looking for a heart container badly, but you know, I kept on finding P-bags. So at some point, I was just like, you know what, screw it. This is 1 heart container. Let's just go through with it.
Yeah, I just kept finding P-bags and dying. Mostly dying. Levers that 1-hit KO you they're special.
Yeah, that happened to me once or twice. I hate that when they spawn right on your sprite, and it's like you can't even dodge it. It's you're dead, and oh well, game over. I game overed on Valley of Death on my way to Palace too. That was pretty rough, also.
Yeah, we saw that.
So all 3 forced encounters on that Valley of Death.
Yeah, exactly.
Now that is random, right? It's not always going to be all 3.
Sometimes it's none.
Yeah, sometimes it's 0, sometimes it's 1, sometimes it's 2 or 3. Max 3, but it can be up to 0.
Yeah. Okay, that's what I thought. So, I don't know, guys. Any final thoughts about this? Again, traiLZ, congratulations on the victory today. Going 1-0 in the first round of the Swiss. Thirwolf, commiserations. But you were playing a good game. Just this seed was hard. This was insane.
Well, I don't know about playing a good game, but I made progress.
You were doing well with what you had. It was one of those things that traiLZ just found Nukasudo that had the candle and the fairy spell, and
those might have helped a little bit.
Yeah. I honestly feel like once he got the candle, like the caves were a lot less threatening. And the fairy spell, because then you could just start ferrying over everything.
Yeah, it definitely does help. Being able to like see stuff before it hits me is like definitely a big help. But don't get it twisted, man. The whole time I thought I was behind because it took me a while to progress. And I'm facing T-Wolf. He's like, he's a tough matchup, man. I was expecting him to win,
Different seed maybe, but I felt behind. I figured if you had somehow snuck a heart somewhere, that would be basically GG. But fairy spell and candle, that works too.
Yeah, I went everywhere except for 1 P-Bag Cave, 5 and 6, and Hammer Cave.
All right, guys. Well, I want to thank both of you for letting us restream you. It was a great show.
Thanks for the restream and commentary and tracking and all that fun stuff.
Yeah, thank you guys so much, man. You guys are such a big help doing us, helping us with this tournament. Thank you.
No problem, man. Make sure you folks at home give both Thirwolf and traiLZ a follow on Twitch. Show you some love. Shout outs to our restreamer Yanni Man and our tracker Melee Wizard who did an amazing job helping us get this together. Of course, myself and my co-commentator OPT Lawyer. Lawyer, it's been a pleasure working with you as always, my friend.
Shades has been a lot of fun today, man. And again, welcome to Zelda II Randomizer. I'm glad this was your first seed.
Oh my lord. Make sure you folks at home follow all the Randomania channels as well. Randomania 1 through 4. Keep track of all of our races, not only for Zelda 2, but all the other stuff coming down the pipe. We've got the Zelda 1 Battle Royales going on right now. We've got Mario Land 2. We've got Final Fantasy. Just all those amazing races coming up. Make sure you go follow us and check those out. In the meantime, we want to thank you guys for joining us as always here. On behalf of everyone here in the Randomania family, my name is The Shades, and we will see you guys next time. Rock on!
Indeed. I just want to let everybody know we are actually going to go ahead and raid Skybills since she's doing the St. Jude's charity marathon going on right now. So we're going to go ahead and raid her. So stick on here, guys, and let's go watch some charity stream. Have a nice night, everyone.